Lindsay. How are you?
Excellent. Fantastic. How are you, Michelle? How's it going?
I am good. I'm good. Lindsay, when's the last time you saw your brother?
Oh my gosh. I saw him a few months ago in California because we've been working together on some family stuff. No, sorry. I saw him last weekend for not last weekend, 2 or 3 weekends ago. I saw him for Memorial Day.
It had a very meaningful
God, what
effect on
about
you.
you, Michelle? When was the last time you saw your brother?
I saw my brother. I believe maybe like 6 weeks ago. I think it was.
Okay.
Um.
Nice.
So
Nice.
right. I only yeah. So not too long ago. But before that, I hadn't seen him for 8 or 9 months.
Wow. Is
So
that rare?
yeah, that's pretty rare. It was every once in a while it's really too hard to figure it out. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to change though soon. So hopefully we'll get to see each other more. But Lindsay, today we're going to talk about siblings. So
Yes.
we both have brothers and we've spoken about them on the show before, but today we're going to really be sharing this sibling vocabulary. Guys, this is
Mm.
useful whether you have a sibling or not. So don't worry, this episode is for everyone. And I want to remind our listeners about something great we do on Spotify where we have polls that go along with our episode. So today we're going to be reading out a poll at the end of the episode. So stay tuned for the whole episode so you hear it. And then you can interact with us and we will read the answer in a future episode. So let us know what you think and answer the poll.
Yes, 100%. I love that. And a quick shout out to our amazing listener, Jian Zhang, who left us a 5-star review, Michelle. Thank you for
Wow.
this review. It's amazing to see that you guys love the show. And we like to announce your name on the show if you do leave us a review. So, what should our listeners do?
They should go to wherever they're going to, wherever you're listening, and you want to leave a review. You can leave it when wherever you're listening, in the App Store, Apple Podcasts, sorry, Spotify. Yeah, leave your review.
Yeah, leave us a review, guys. All right, good stuff. Let's get into it, Michelle. Let's get into it.
Okay. All
So,
right.
yes.
So, Lindsay, do people tend to share information about their siblings? You think?
I think they do. And I think this is a major connection topic, a major
Yeah.
conversation topic because people have theories. Often, what I've noticed, at least in my experience, people are very different, almost the opposite personality from their sibling.
Hmm. Interesting.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if you agree with that.
Um. Yeah, I haven't really thought noticed that as a pattern that pops out to me, but I have to think about it. But
Okay.
I always think it's funny as an adult. Do you have any friends where you're really close with that person, but for some reason siblings never come up, and you don't even really know if they have siblings, or it's just not a thing that you talk about.
Yeah, I think that can happen in some cases for some friendships, for sure.
Yeah. I have a
Yeah.
friend that I have no idea how many. I know she has siblings, but I'm so confused about how many there are. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know why I can't get it together on that. So maybe that's because everything's a little bit of topsy-turvy over here, which we actually did an episode about that expression recently. 2238 was Michelle's topsy-turvy summer. So listen to that one.
So fun. Go check out that episode, guys. All right.
Yeah.
So if we do want to, so today's episode is it about asking whether people have siblings basically?
Well, it's about a a lot of pieces of this conversation.
Mhm.
A lot of good expressions that come up frequently when talking about siblings. So,
Okay.
first off, though, yes, Lindsay, when you want to open the conversation, what could you say?
Okay. So just very broad, starting at the top, do you have any siblings?
And that is a great starter question. And again, a sibling is a brother or a sister. So
Correct.
whatever.
Yes.
So now let's talk about some of the ways you can answer. So we already were talking about the word siblings. Now we'll talk about only child. Lindsay, what's an
Mhm.
only child?
So it's when you don't have any siblings. So if I have no siblings, I am an only child.
hmm hmm
Yes.
So do you
Mhm.
know anybody who's an only child?
Yeah, I know a few people. Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
so my mom
What
is
about
an
you?
only child. Yeah, my mom. My
Okay,
mom is an
nice.
only child. So and she always talks about, that she really liked it. I find that a lot of only children, they say they liked it when they were younger, but then when they were older, they wish they had a sibling. So that's what I've
Yeah,
heard. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
well, it's true because I mean, lately I've had a lot of family stuff I've been dealing with from
Mhm,
my aunt and my parents, and
mhm,
it's been good actually as an adult more than as a child having a sibling. I would agree
mm,
with that. I'm on the
mhm.
same in the same camp there. Yes.
Yeah, so if somebody says, "Oh, do you have any siblings?" and you don't, you could just say, "Nope, I'm an only child."
Nope,
Um,
I'm an only child. Yes,
I'm an
good.
only child. Okay, the
Mhm.
next one is
Okay, you have an older ex. So I have an older brother, I have an older sister. So yeah,
Mhm,
I have an older brother. Okay, very
mhm,
straightforward response.
mhm, or younger brother or
Mhm.
younger sister. So, yes, I have a younger sister.
Or I
Mm.
have a twin, right? I have a twin brother or a twin sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know any twins? Do you know any identical twins?
I do. My dad is an identical twin.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Well, never shared this before, but I will. I mean, my dad's identical twin, unfortunately passed away from COVID at the very beginning, if
Mm,
you remember. So that was,
mm.
yeah, because twins have a special bond. So
Yeah, so
this
hard.
one goes out to
Yeah.
my uncle, but
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. But yeah, so my dad, but listen, my dad's dad was an identical twin.
Oh, so it's in your
And
family.
and before that, there was a set of fraternal twins. So it went
Oh, yeah.
fraternal and then 2 sets of identicals. So 3
Did
generations of twins.
did you think you might have twins when
Oh, yeah. I
you
mean,
were ready for it?
my dad, since I was a teenager, my dad and I always have this joke. We still joke about it to this day. Whenever we would kind of bicker when I was a teenager, he would say, "Michelle, when you're older, I hope you have twin girls, and I hope they're just like you."
Oh my gosh. I love that.
And it really did scare me. Guys, I love my dad, it was a joke, but, it really did scare me, and so we still talk about it now. So when I was finding out when I was gonna have kids, I was like, "Ah!"
You were probably pretty sure it was gonna be
I
twins, right?
I was
Yeah.
a little nervous, yeah, but I mean, twins are great, so,
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so you could say, "Yes, I have a twin sister," or I mean, maybe some people are, in a triplet. So you wouldn't say, "I
Yeah.
have a triplet brother," or a triplet brother and sister. I think you would say something like, "Yes, I'm a triplet. I have a brother and a sister," right? Do you hear people say, "I have a triplet brother and
Well,
sister?"
the thing that's funny about that, I don't even know the language for that because it's
Yeah,
so
it's
rare. I don't
not
know
that
that I've ever met
common.
anyone.
Guys, let us know. Do we have any triplets or twins
Ooh, fun. Ooh,
listening?
that'll be the question or something. I don't know, but we'll see what our poll question is for
Yeah,
today
yeah,
in a
yeah,
little bit. So
exactly.
good.
So, Lindsay, let's just do a short role play again, how this all goes. So you wanna start
Okay.
out?
Yes. So, do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have an older brother. What about you?
I have a younger brother.
All
Nice.
right, there you go. Simple.
All right. So now getting into relationship dynamics with
Yeah,
your sibling, people might
yeah.
ask about this or you might volunteer this in a
Right.
conversation.
Right. Well, so I mean, one question you could ask, and we don't have this written, but oh, are you close with your brother? Are you close with
Very
your
common.
sister? Right? I
Mm.
always ask that about
Oh,
when
yeah.
I'm talking about it's always interesting to find out if people have a close relationship with their siblings.
For sure.
So are you close with your siblings? So Lindsay, are you close with your brother?
I would say not really close, when I'm like needing someone to talk to. He's not the first one I call, but I feel that I can count on him and he can
That's
count on me. You know what I mean? So it's a different
that's
kind of
yeah.
closeness. Yeah.
Well, that's the family closeness. I mean, it's this
Right.
you know that you might not talk to somebody all the time,
Yeah.
but you know that that person
Yes.
has your back, that that person is there for
Yes.
you. So
Right.
it's true. It's a different kind of close.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. But that I would agree with you, Michelle. 99% of conversations are going to start with this question. Oh, do you have
Yeah.
a sibling? Yes. Oh, are you close with your sibling? Right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
get this
Right.
down and know how to respond. And
Yeah.
then we might get into a few other more interesting topics, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna teach before we head out. We're gonna teach a couple, just two expressions about siblings. So the first one, this is a fun one, is sibling rivalry. Mm.
Mm.
Lindsay,
Yes.
what does that mean? Sibling rivalry.
So this idea of siblings competing with each other all the
Mhm.
time. So, well,
Mhm.
either competing or just kind of like not liking each other, but more
Yeah.
competing,
Yeah.
rivals. So I
Right.
grew up with two sisters and we were all very close in age. So there was a lot of sibling rivalry. Oh, yes.
Did you have sibling rivalry growing up?
No, I think we just kind of hated each other for a few years. I don't even know if that was rivalry. We
You're
just, like,
funny.
got into physical fights sometimes
Yeah.
as kids and, like, he'd lock me in a closet and, like,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
all these things that yeah. So,
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I know how that is. I
yeah.
yes, for
Yes.
sure. I remember because my brother is older and he would always have his friends over and we had a basketball hoop outside of our house. And I
Oh,
remember his friends would come and I always wanted to play. And actually my
of
brother
course.
was pretty nice to me, but I always remember that I always got hit in the head with the basketball.
That's so cute. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's always what it is. It's the younger sibling trying
Yeah.
to trail along, chasing after the
Yeah.
older sibling and their friends. That's what it was in
Yeah.
my house too.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so funny.
Yeah, yep. So I remember that all the time. But then that goes over to sibling bond. So a
Yes.
bond, that's the closeness. So you could say they have a great sibling bond. I'm so thankful for their relationship. So you could hear a parent maybe talking about being happy their kids are close or something.
So here's an interesting question for you, Michelle. Do you think that I feel like I know what you're going to say, but we'll see. Two sisters are more likely to be close versus a brother and a sister. Let's say there's 2 years age difference between both. So age is a constant.
Oh,
What do you think?
2 years in between both. See,
Like the
I
gender, don't worry about the years between, just the gender. So a sister and a sister versus a sister and a brother. Like, likely
I
to
bet
become friends more, rather than just siblings.
I
What do you think?
I think people would be maybe inclined to say that the sisters would be closer. However, I also think that there's a lot more room for fighting,
Good point.
in
Right,
that
right,
situation because I always used to think, oh, growing up with my brother was easy. Number 1, he was 6 years older than me. So,
right. Yeah,
and number 2, I guess I felt it was easy growing up with a brother because we weren't fighting over the same
the same
clothes,
things.
the
Yeah,
same, "Oh, you borrowed my this, you borrowed my that." There was none of that.
different
So,
life stages. Yeah,
yeah, right. So, what do you
okay.
think, Lindsay?
Yeah, well, I've just been having this debate with my partner, right? Is like 2 girls versus a girl and a boy. How does that work? I think it depends on like what kids went through as kids. Like the certain things
Yeah.
brought them together, right?
Mm.
Or pushed them apart or just were neutral, that sort of thing. It depends on a lot of things. But I think
Mhm.
you're right. I think 2 girls or 2 boys could fight a lot for sure. So it could
Yeah.
be a double-edged sword.
Mhm. Lindsay, do you have any memories of your brother that you could share with us or anything from your childhood?
Well,
Sorry, I'm always putting you on the spot today.
no,
Mm.
I do have a vision in my head of him running after me and my friends, just trying to play like, trying to be part of the group, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just wanting and then going inside and crying if we excluded him sometimes,
Aw.
and that
So
makes me feel kinda bad, actually.
aw.
Um,
So
but
was the
yeah,
as the
just
older sibling, though, what is that like when because I see it from the younger perspective of wanting to be friends
yeah.
with the older sibling. As the older one, Lindsay, is it frustrating? Is it annoying when they always wanna play?
I kind of feel like I remember being a little annoyed. I was 2.5 years older and kinda
Yeah.
thinking, "Oh, Ben's here again," that sort
Mhm.
of thing.
Mhm, mhm.
Because
Yeah.
you wanna be with your friends and you want
Right.
independence, kinda like what you
Yeah.
were saying in another episode. You want that independence in the grocery store
Yes, yes,
from
yes.
your family. I don't know, maybe there was a little bit of that, but, that all
Mhm.
goes away. That's just kid stuff, and then you have your sibling for your entire life, right?
Mhm. Right, right, exactly. And then some people are very close. Maybe they don't have a sibling, or maybe they do, but they're closer to a cousin
Oh,
or to a
100%.
friend. And so uh, people become like brothers or like sisters
Yes.
to you. That can happen as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, that's what I think is happening with my niece. So she doesn't currently have any siblings, but she's very close to her cousins and
Mm.
they live nearby and they're always over the
Oh.
house. So, yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, this is really huge for sharing yourself, connecting with people. This is a huge connection topic. Lindsay and I think we could keep on going and going and sharing stories and our opinions of things. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot here. So should we talk about share our poll question before we get into
Yeah.
the role play?
Yeah, let's just real quick do the poll question, and then we'll do a role play, and then we'll hop off. So, what is the role play, Michelle? I mean, sorry, what is the poll? Go for it.
Okay, guys. So the question is, are you close with your sibling or your
Yeah.
siblings?
Yeah.
So, and the options are yes, no, or I'm an only child. So we
Perfect.
want to know, we've been talking about this the whole time. So we want to hear from you about your relationships, or maybe you're an only child. So let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if there's a cultural aspect to this too. Is
Hmm.
there an
Hmm.
expectation that you'll be closer to your sibling in certain cultures
Hmm.
more than others? I'm super
Interesting.
fascinated by that
Right,
question.
or if some people they might have that their parents really, really want them to be close, and
Yeah.
they really push for, them to have a close relationship. How much do your parents put into that relationship as well?
That
Interesting.
can make a difference in what
They
ultimately
can.
ends up happening. But I think the good news is that the relationship you have with your sibling as a child is not gonna be the same necessarily, for better or
Right.
for worse, right? That
Yeah.
there's a chance to do it again in a different way when you're older, for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. So,
Okay.
all right, so let's do a role play. We are friends that met a month ago, so we know each other, but not super, super well yet.
Okay. Oh, wow. I just realized I don't know this about you. Do you have any siblings?
Oh, wow, you're right. We've never spoken about this. Yeah, I have 2 younger sisters.
2? Wow.
Yep, what about you?
Well, I'm an only child.
Oh, did you like that growing up?
I did. I got all the attention. Did you and your sisters have any sibling rivalry?
Oh, tons, just as you'd imagine, but now we're close. We have a great sibling bond, I'd say.
That's nice. Yeah. I do think I've seen some research in different places that says that only an only child ends up being more verbal, like has
Oh,
more words at a younger age, which makes total sense because they're
yeah.
speaking to adults. They're not
Right,
speaking to their
right.
sibling, right? Makes
That's
total
true,
sense.
that's true. My mom always talks about how, her she was always just with the adults. She was with her parents' friends,
You
so
just
it is
have more
different.
words.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
100%. Yeah, language development for sure. Okay, real quick, let's go through it, Michelle. So, first thing is the big opener. Do you have any siblings? Right?
yep. And then I said, "I have 2 younger sisters."
And then I said, "Yeah, what about you?" And then I said, "I'm an only child."
Mhm.
Right? And you
And
wouldn't say I was an only child because you're still an only child throughout your
right.
life, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then you said, "Did you and your sisters have any sibling rivalry?"
Okay. And then you said, "Oh, tons." And then he said, "Now we're close. We have a great sibling bond, I'd say."
Uh-huh,
Nice. Good.
exactly.
So I think the
Wow.
key point today is, Michelle, this is a fantastic connection topic that literally everyone can relate to,
Yep,
right? I mean,
yep.
whether you're an only child, you have 10 siblings, you have something to say about that experience, right?
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
Yeah.
exactly. There's so much here, that you can use to connect with someone, and you can learn a lot about them and share a lot about yourself, so great, great conversation topic.
It's a really good one. So, guys, hit follow for more awesome connection skills. All right. Good
Alright.
stuff. Talk to you soon.
Alright. Thanks, bye,
Bye.
Lindsay.